Here's an interesting group of apothecary jars and bottles from the same estate. I think we'll go ahead and put a few of these in for this week as well. This is his first intro, guys, so give it up. Luke's right here. What we got, Luke? What's going on today?
Well, we started out at the auction. We're going to make some lots for the auction house, some advertisement we got from a house in Columbus. Head out to the Heart, load up some furniture for a guy that bought it. What else have we done?
This is an interesting day. We got the advertising sorting. Worked out there at the auction house for a while. We got some stuff sold to a dealer in Alabama. We got to get his load ready. And then Mom came out here and she's doing photographs, and we're wrapping up our video here for the next YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's interesting. It's really cool stuff. The advertising things are fun. We get some insight on how we approach sorting it out at the auction. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good day. Getting ready for the next auction. So there's a lot of fun stuff. There's a nice music box. We'll go ahead and get that one, put that in the next auction. There's some paperweights here. This is all out of an estate in Columbus, and we just got it unboxed. It looks like this would be a good group here just to pull from. Some interesting items. Looks like a Chinese altar chair here, a little Chinese piece. We'll get that down there too. So there's an interesting, it says Dina on it here. Dina, we'll put that in the auction. This is really cool paperweight here. Check this one out. It's got the flags on the top. What does that say? Mother. It says Mother on it. We'll put that down there too. Oh, the sun's hitting that piece of Lalique. That's kind of cool. A signed Lalique piece. We'll put that in the auction. This has the nudes on it. I'm not sure who made this one. It doesn't appear to be a Lalique, but it's pretty neat. So we'll throw that up. This is a nice one. So we'll put that little frog up as well. Seems to be a theme here. So we have another nude box. We'll put that one in. Interesting. Here's a nude ashtray. So we'll put that one in as well. And then we have this one here, little lady glass sculpture here. This looks like a top to a bottle, maybe. I'm not sure. So we'll put that in as well. A couple nice paperweights. This one's got a signature on it. Let's see what that says. These are both interesting. We'll put both of these up as well. Little art glass, and this one says Aurelia. Aurelia. Oh, I like this vase here. This is cool. We'll throw that up. That one is signed. It says Bill somebody on there. So it's a cool vase though. We'll put that one up. So I am sorting out little miniature advertising tins currently. And what I'm doing is just sorting them so we can auction them off. There's too many small pieces for us to sell individually. So what I do is I go through and I'll find pieces like this. This is a really interesting advertising piece. And this says Boro Collison. I mean, it's just a nice dry advertising powder tin. So I'll put 4 or 5 pieces that are similar as far as in size and stature and stuff together. So we'll put this one with it as well. And we'll make a lot out of these. So we've got 1, we've got 2. Here's a nice little interesting tin here. 3. Juniper box here is 4. And then let's go with maybe 1 or 2 more. Here's a Jiffy, there's 5. And so it just makes a nice lot of advertising items, and we'll sell this as a group at the auction, and that way people get a nice little deal. We'll start them off at $1 for that group. I'll just continue to work through all these until I get them all grouped up. Because this is interesting, we just came across this. These are Hicks percussion caps, center fire, lead balls, and they're for Civil War era gun or somewhere in there, but they're little lead balls. Original 10, we're gonna put those separately as one lot by themselves. So we got some of these sorted out now. You can actually see them. This is the first row right here. These are all advertising tins from this estate we've been working on. These will all sell at the auction coming up in 2 weeks. So not this Thursday, but the following. So we'll get all these photographed and inventoried this week. And this is the beginning of this advertising collection. And then Jimmy's down here working on some, getting them put in bags. These are all bag lots here. So here's an example. A bag might have that many pieces in it. So those are all bag lots. And then here's some more individual stuff. Really cool sign. That's pretty cool. Some little miscellaneous bronzes, and this is that glass we started with up there. Again, this is all selling this week. And then some really interesting apothecary jars and bottles and stuff. This is all really fun. Again, one collection. This was out of Columbus. It's the same group that had all the postcards in it. And if you look at all the stuff, this is just really nice group. They're amber lightnings, and all these jars are all signed. They've got writing on the sides. The quack machines down there, and then some unusual insulators, including, look at the little Vaseline glass Mickey Mouse insulator.
Oh yeah, I'll go turn them on.
And these guys will now turn the lights on down here at the warehouse. So we got Macy here, Jimmy's here, got everybody here. Let's go get these lights on. I got them, Luke.
You got them?
Yeah, I got you. You okay, kid?
Yeah, my back's hurting right now.
You still from lifting that book bag?
You need to go to the chiropractor.
All that working out, lifting a little book bag, and he hurt his back. You could back the truck up a little closer there, Jimmy, then we wouldn't have that big step.
I'm trying to work on their agility as we unload.
Okay.
It might be interesting today to show you some retail prices of some of the advertising that we're getting ready to sell, starting at $1 each. So check out these right here. There's two pieces in here, $59 and $27. The Boston Coffee's at $59, and then $27 for the mustard in the back. Here's a really small Strauss advertising piece for $155, little brass piece. And then the next case over, we've got some more. Here's a talcum powder, I believe, at $57.75. A Princene baking powder is priced at $60, $59.70. $18 on the big can, $19 on this one, $15 on this one. And these are kind of some of the ones like we were grouping earlier in the bags. So, you know, putting 4 or 5 together. Let's see what else we can find. Hey, let's check out the country store and see what they have in the price range. So a lot of their tins, they have from $20 to $40 on this one, $125 on the Nestle. So you see them kind of all in that range, $70, $70. And this one here, they got $249 on it. It says it's a rare piece. The Tiger is cool. That's $3 1/4. And then just tons of these that are in that $20 to $60 range. So we're gonna see what happens on Thursday of next week. We're gonna sell all of ours starting at $1 each. The stuff that we're selling at the auction next week that we sorted this morning, those items were all from in the estate in Columbus. And it was a situation where we had a lead on the estate. They were liquidating everything. They had retired. They just wanted to sell out. And so that's where we went and bought it. So we bought those items. We feel at a pretty good price. So we're happy with where we're at in the whole estate as a whole. So I'm not real worried about what any one item will bring. So a lot of times when we buy estates, that's kind of the approach. And you packed a lot of that up.
Yeah, I did.
You and Mom, right? Like you got, how many pieces out of that estate do you think there were?
Oh, total pieces, there's several van loads. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It took us 3 days to get everything out of the house that we took, so.
3 days, and there was the postcard collection we still have just barely touched. There's about 10,000 postcards, really incredible postcards. We'll get to those soon. But then they had advertising and apothecary items, and then just nice glass and unusual items. Toys, a lot of toys. Josh is making fun of us back here. A lot of toys and different stuff. So Lucas, you know, we sorted some of that out, and we just walked through the mall, and we talked a little bit about how we sell at the auction. So are you starting to see why we bagged up some of the smaller pieces and did it in some groups? And then every once in a while I'd have a small piece. I thought, man, that's just kind of special. Let's do that one separate. The coloring, the graphics, the originality to it, the surface, the condition, like all of these little factors we consider when we're doing that. You know, it's not just that we're throwing stuff in bags or we're throwing it up, you know, without considering those things. But you know, condition. When you're selling almost anything in this industry, 3 words that you have to keep in mind is condition. Do you understand that? Like,
yeah.
You get what I'm saying, right? So we've seen that. We've seen a piece of glass yesterday. Those 2 apothecary jars that we sold here at the Antique Center. They bought the pair. We showed a video on the Heart Channel, and they bought the pair for $1,400.
Oh yeah.
Well, one of them was priced at $1,400, and one was priced at $700. So the price on was actually $2,100. And they put an offer in for $1,400, but the one that was priced at $700 compared to $1,400, around those numbers, was that had a crack in it. So therefore, again, condition. And a lot of people will bring me an item or bring something in that's just got the surface, the finish, the condition is not the best, and they don't understand the difference that makes. So if you're out here and you're buying or you're putting this stuff in the mall and you find a piece that's like a mint condition piece and it's no scratches, it's got great patina on it, that piece could be 2, 3, 5, 10 times the price of a very similar item with just with a little bit of surface conditioned on it, you know, scratching or whatever.
Hey, the stuff, I noticed the stuff here at the Heart, it probably got, the price on it is probably a little higher than we would sell it at for auction.
Yeah.
And so I definitely see why you would bag several of those pieces together, because we sold a piece last week for $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
So put a couple of them together, make it $30, make it a
good group where somebody
yeah.
can buy it, because we're going to sell to dealers more than likely that'll buy it and put it in an antique center, put it in a shop, or some collectors, but a lot of dealers buy all those. It was interesting when Jimmy was helping me this morning. He had no idea how to like bag this up. He said, what do you mean? How do I do this? And so I was just telling him, look, get similar size, similar style, similar writing, put 4 or 5 pieces of those small pieces together, and then if you find something that's just really unusual, then pull that to the side. But if it looks kind of like the rest of it, then let's just put them in small groups. And then of course we have some of these really bigger pieces too that are fun, you know, just nice jars and apothecary items. And what we find at the auction and how we make our money is we piece a lot of these things out. We'll sell a lot of stuff for $5, $10, $15 that a dealer's going to buy and double their money again, or maybe triple. And that's okay. We work on that wholesale area, and that's a good spot for us to work at for our auction business. And out here at the Antique Center, it's a little bit different. We don't sell furniture at auction, so we have put some furniture in the Antique Center, and it's kind of interesting to watch the retail side of those things and how much we might get out of furniture compared to auction. A lot, you know, you've got a little 3-piece parlor set back here, you know, Victorian parlor set Lucas owns, and at auction I told him it probably what it bring. What do you think?
Not much, $50.
$50 maybe, and we've got it priced for $150 or something.
Yeah, something
in the
like
mall.
that.
So it's not a lot of money, but at auction, and it may even bring less, because there's not a lot of people that want to buy a 3-piece parlor set. So that supply and demand at the auction, you know, is not always the best. We're here at the Antique Center. You can let it sit until somebody walks in where they're like, hey, that's a good buy, I can do something with that, and then they'll take it home with them. We were also talking about wholesale and how we approach buying with our wholesale levels and fair market values, and there's some more questions about some of that we've been getting some feedback on. And so I want to explain to our viewers how I approach buying, me personally, when I'm out buying. First off is I try to work with professionals mostly. So the people I'm working with are the people that are getting into houses, dealing with the estates. They're already in the business, and the reason I do that is there's a few reasons. One is I don't want to compete with my customers. You know, I don't want to go out to an auction and compete against somebody that's selling here at the Antique Center, or somebody that I might be selling an item to. I'm out there bidding against them. So I don't like to buy at auction for me. Now, buying at auction is a great place to buy. You get a lot of really great buys at auction, but I personally don't like to do that. I like working with estate dealers that are getting in houses. They know what they're looking for, and we work with some other auction houses that are out of state that call us, and they're looking for very high-end items, and they'll give us a call, and we'll handle a lot of their lesser quality items that are good quality for us. So, you know, we sell a lot of $5 to $500 range items, and a few of the people I work with, they're looking for those $5,000 and $10,000 items, and then they work with us on the backside, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of when Lucas and I go to Florida. A lot of times we'll have, you know, we'll have 10 or 12 people we work with in Florida, and we had over the years a lot of people that want to work with us, but we're just a family business. We want to do what we can do, right? Can't work with everybody and do all things, but we've kind of selected this group, and we're pretty loyal. So when they call and they say, hey, I've got an estate, I've got a load, I've got a group of whatever that I bought. I just talked to a guy this morning. He's actually going to pick up a book collection for me that out of Boca, and he's going to bring it up here. He's going to be here on Friday. I have no idea what he's bringing, but he's a dealer down there. He knows what we buy. We bought off of him for years now, and so he's going to just bring that group up, and then we'll buy it off him wholesale, and then we'll piece it out in the auction, and we'll put a few pieces here in the mall, and just try and flip some stuff and make a little money and pay the bills. Keep going forward, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The approach and how we're doing it?
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't have this knowledge like you do.
You don't have the knowledge. Well, you're learning. So what did you learn this week? We were talking about the Anarco and the Napco head bases.
And how all the different details on the faces, it changes the price that they'll bring.
Yeah, and if it has the jewelry or if it doesn't, and the maker compared to a different brand compared to an Anarco, and then who it is, and So Lucas, for the first time, was introduced to head vases today, and we just kind of did some basic talk on them. And I am not an expert in head vases, but I am a professional and I've sold probably 1,000 of them over the years. And I just kind of was sharing, like, here's what I'm looking for. I want to make sure the eyelashes aren't chipped. The jewelry, if there's a piece missing, it affects the price. And Arco and Napco, generally speaking, are the two brands that bring the most money. But you know, I've had Royal Copley head vases do well, and different other brands too. But a lot of interest in those, and they actually, what I find really interesting, Lucas, is about 10, 12 years ago, or maybe a little longer, 15 years ago, when they first started getting really popular, there were some fakes that came out, and fake head vases. I mean, they fake everything. So you got to just be cautious and careful out there. Look for old patinas, look for old paint, you know, signs that something is old if you're not familiar with an item. One of our viewers asked that question is how long do you spend researching an item? And that's a good question. Let's talk through that for a minute. So first off, every situation is different, and every item is different. So there's no answer that might be the same for more than one situation. So that's got to be the first thing you ask yourself is, what am I researching, and what is the potential that this could bring back? And if you're researching a Napco head vase that in the end you're trying to learn knowledge about head vases or understand the Napco company or whatever it might be, that's very different than if you're researching a painting that you're trying to figure out a signature on that might have a potential of bringing $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000. And so I asked that question back the other way. The item am I researching, is it worth my time to research because I sell at auction? Or do I know enough about the item to describe it well enough to get it in front of bidders where there are experts? And so that's kind of, last week, the glasses that we sold, that's kind of what happened there. We didn't research those, but we took good photos of them. We put them online. We described them to the best of our ability, and the people found them. And today, with technology today, it's very different than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had to have books out and do all of this research on everything because there was no online bidding. People couldn't see the photos, so you had to really do a lot of research and put it in the catalogs up front, send out mailers and flyers. And now with today's technology, if you get a couple keywords, there are people with search engines and that are set up looking for items, and it's just a lot easier to get an item in front of a buyer that's interested in buying it. So research, that's a great question. If you want to learn about a topic, research. If you want to become an expert in a field, research. Do as much research as you can. For me, I handle thousands of categories, and so if I spend too much time researching and understanding, become an expert in one category, then I miss out on a lot. So with what I do, handling, how many items do we sell a week?
Probably 5,000 to 10,000 a week.
A lot. We sell a lot of stuff every week. At least 1,000 at the auction.
No, I'm thinking a month. 5,000 to 10,000 a month.
Between 5,000 and 10,000 items a month. Yes, you're accurate. More than 1,000 items a week we sell, and so to sit there and to think about that, if I researched every item we sold for 1 or 2 minutes each, we couldn't do it for us personally. And so I think something that you have to really rely on, though, is over time you gain experience, you gain knowledge, you gain an idea, gut feeling even of that this is a good thing. And when I approach an estate or something like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stuff I haven't seen, things that we don't know about that I'm not familiar with at all. Then I might even I made a phone call yesterday. We had an Indian pot come in, a Mexican Indian pot that came in, and I wasn't familiar with it, so I had to make a phone call to somebody. And so maybe having some of that knowledge of someone to call right away, because you research online, the pot I was researching, I found values from $100 to $4,000 is the value that I found online, and it wasn't for me. It ended up my friend ended up buying it, and they settled out on a price in the low hundreds. But the lady that brought it to us, she had a $4,000 comparable that she was bringing to us, and yet that item, it's the Indian pot. It had some damage on it. The gentleman that bought it says he thinks he can get between $400 and $500, and we ended up getting it for him at $300. So that's just a lot of difference there on how you research an item. For me, on that item, I made a phone call. Call a buddy, bring a friend, right? Channel. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to our channel at Burner Brother Antiques. And what's the other one?
Heart of Ohio Antiques.
At Heart of Ohio Antiques. So what are they then?
Burner Brother Antiques and Heart of Ohio Antiques.
Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us, guys. We love you. Appreciate it. Blessings. I'll have to cut a bunch out of this.
Yes, 14 minutes, 13 minutes.
14 minutes. All right, let's get our end out then. You want to do the YouTube stuff this time?
What do you usually say? Follow us on.
Subscribe. If you enjoyed our videos, subscribe to our channel.